Madam Chairman and members of the committee, I'm sorry, this is really emotional for me because today I'm before the legislative body that actually protected me. I hear people talk about this issue as if it's just theoretical, and it's not. There are real people like me who are affected, real people like me who you will be protecting. And I'm sitting here listening to these descriptions of these horrible procedures that easily could have been my fate. My name is Rebecca Kiessling. I'm an attorney, wife, mother of 5, international pro-life speaker, and president of Save the One, a global pro-life organization of almost 700 who were conceived in rape, like me, and mothers who became pregnant by rape, who are raising their children or regret aborting birth mothers, as well as hundreds who were told by doctors to abort. We value our lives and the lives of our children. I urge the Michigan House to protect human life without exception. Abortion advocates will say that it's barbaric to force a rape victim to carry a rapist child. First of all, I am not the child of a rapist. I am the child of a rape victim, and my mother and I object to me being characterized otherwise. Secondly, it's simply barbaric to punish an innocent child for someone else's crime. In a civilized society, we do not punish innocent people. Justice dictates that we punish rapists, not babies. I did not deserve the death penalty for the crime of my biological father. My own birth mother had tried to kill me at 2 illegal abortions prior to Roe versus Wade, just 3 years or 4 years before the ruling in Roe versus Wade. She said that she was pro-choice when we met and told me that if abortion had been legal here in Michigan, that she would have aborted me. And I literally owe my birth to pro-life legislators who protected me. I wasn't lucky. I was protected. Legality matters. Today, my birth mother and I are both thankful that we were both spared the horror of abortion, just as you have the opportunity today. I am a person, and I deserve life and dignity every bit as much as anyone else. And I'm a woman. What good are my rights to anything as a woman without my right to life? And I'm telling you, you cannot answer that question because all other rights are worthless without your right to life. The targeting and dehumanizing is demoralizing. The targeting of life is demoralizing and dehumanizing, not just for those yet unborn, but for every person living who is conceived in violence. And the sting of such hatred is palpable and lifelong. Adding exception sends a message to our people groups that our lives are worth less than anyone else's, and we ache from such malice and the reckless disregard for our lives. Rape survivor mothers grieve how their children are systematically targeted and devalued. But in Michigan, we have never had a rape exception in a single law, ever. Don't let it happen now, please. We appreciate concern for rape victims, but they're 4 times more likely to die within the next year after the abortion as opposed to giving birth. After an abortion, rape victims have a higher rate of being murdered because it perpetuates abusive situations, committing suicide, drug overdose, etc. Rapists, child molesters, and sex traffickers love abortion, which destroys the evidence and enables them to continue perpetrating. Oftentimes, a girl's own mother has been either trafficking her or leaving her unprotected. It is always the baby who is the hero of the story by exposing the rape, delivering her out of the abusive situation, protecting her, and bringing her healing. More violence does not bring healing. So if you really care about rape victims, you must protect her from the rapist and from the abortion. The baby is not the scary enemy, and it's just absurd to suggest that any woman should have to be afraid of a baby. In regards to...
Sorry, but your time is up,
Okay.
so if you would just wrap it up, please.
All right, if you have any questions, I've litigated numerous high-profile cases. I've testified on bills all over the U.S. and globally. In Ohio, by the way, it's the heartbeat bill.
Okay. Members, and we have Representative Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you. You are a beautiful woman, and here's just my question for you, because I know that you love and trust your mother. Do you really believe that it was the government who protected you or your mother's right to choose?
I know that it was the government because I know all the details of my impending death. And there's a documentary film, the only one ever done on the Back Alley network prior to Roe versus Wade. It's called Back Alley Detroit. I can watch that movie and see the men who were going to take my life. The first was an OBGYN's office, and she had to go through the back door, and there was blood and dirt on the floor and the tables, and those conditions and the fact that it was illegal caused her to leave and to back out. And then she was to meet someone at night by the Detroit Institute of Arts next to the Thinker statue, and someone was going to approach her, say her name, blindfold her, put her in the backseat of a car, take her somewhere to abort me, blindfold her again and drop her back off. She spoke with this abortion doctor, told him, expressed concern for her safety, called her stupid. And it was, racial tensions back then, but in 1969, January 69, he said, I'm not like those black abortionists. I mean, she's sitting here telling me all these details because this is what really happened. And he called her names when she said she wasn't going to go through with it. She was afraid for her safety and what would happen to her 2 children because they told her that if she was further along than thought or if there were any complications, they would have to keep her overnight. And she was terrified. And so she backed out because it was illegal. It was too expensive for her to go to New York at the time. And she told me it should have been my right. When I was 19 and I met her, she said, it should have been my right. You don't know what it was like. 6 years later, she changed her mind, and now decades later, she is so thankful that we were both protected by Michigan legislators.
I don't know that you answered my question, but thank you. And I'm glad that you are here.
It's good to be alive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Garrett.
Kiessling. Did I get it right? Kiessling. Okay, thank you. I just want to go back to the Ohio because I'm the one that brought up the Ohio law. I was not referring to that one. That was a ban on abortion after fetal heartbeat could be detected. So I just wanted to clarify that. The Ohio law in which I was talking about was the D&E abortion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Representative Carter.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Rep. Johnson. Normally, I keep a level head on situations like this, but you made a statement. I don't know if I need clarification on it, but I want to reiterate, not like those black abortions, okay? That stung. It stung to the point where it brought tears to my eyes. And the reason I'm saying that is because the minority community has a disproportionate amount of violence against black women and a very high infant mortality rate amongst black women. So to say that to alleviate the choice, and I agree with Rep. Johnson, one of the things that she said, was it your mother's choice? Now, when we carry babies or we have that position put on us where we have to be torn in a decision between whether or not we want to live within a condition that was outside of our control, you have to understand that everybody, one size don't fit all here. Okay, because there may not be medical or psychological or economical reasons for a woman, a black woman, to have a child. The one thing I can tell you as a mother, a black woman and a mother, is that we love our children. But sometimes there are circumstances where we have to have the right to choose. And coming from a marginalized community, I thank God we have the right to choose. Already we have too many stigmas put on us that keeps us incarcerated, and that's a lack of a better word. But this,
Representative, do you have a question?
the question is, thank you. I'm sorry, Madam Chair, I'm out of order. Thank you.
Okay. If I could just briefly respond, I'll just briefly respond.
Very quickly, because we have a number of cards yet to read, so.
That's necessary. Thank you so much.
Well, I mean, my core values are that every life matters, and I grieve that that Black women have been targeted systematically, that almost all abortion clinics are located in Black neighborhoods. This is Margaret Sanger's dream, the Negro Project. She purposely targeted them, and she planned it this way. And I'm so sorry that so many lives have been lost.
Thank you. All right, next we have Dr.